There's all sorts of things we don't miss about early Fortnite. No one misses Dusty Depot, and no one misses the crossbow. The former was a waste of prime map real estate with bad drops, and the latter was worse than the scoped assault rifle. Okay, that's not fair. Nothing is worse than the scoped assault rifle. But what about all the stuff we wish they would put back in the game, even if it was taken out for a good reason and any reasonable game designer would say it shouldn't be put back in? Yeah, let's talk about that Number 1, friendly fire. Yeah, Fortnite had friendly fire in squads and duos, remember? I mostly miss friendly fire because of how baffling it was. Fortnite is a really goofy game, you know, where loot boxes are piñatas and where you could throw a grenade and it makes you have a dance party. But also, you used to be able to accidentally chip your teammate because you both were too eager to break into the same ceiling tile you both landed on. Okay, I don't really want friendly fire back in the game. The potential for griefing has only increased with the game's popularity, but I do sort of miss getting chewed out by 10-year-olds for accidentally blowing up my entire squad again. And this time I swear it was an accident. The Comet. Man, the Comet was so hype. Was it gonna hit Tilted Towers? Was it gonna Mad Max the whole map? Was it gonna bring aliens? I felt a rumble. Must be Morse code. I saw a thing in my scope. Must be an alien. I haven't seen a community rally around a flimsier set of circumstances since DashCon or Five Nights at Freddy's. But you know what? I love that gamers are so willing to believe. All the cool Halloween stuff. Right off the bat, we all know Halloween is one of the sickest holidays of all time. But did you know that Fortnite made Halloween even sicker with their Fortnitemares event? It was one of the first big cosmetic updates. Before Fortnitemares, you had the Pathfinder skin with its novel edition of gray pants. Or the Munitions Expert skin, where they put a little white star in the middle of your chest and gave you a helmet. And a bunch of other stuff like that was uninspired and barely changed anything from the default skin. But with Fortnitemares, bam, we got a skeleton pajamas skin. Boom, we got a ghoul skin. Wapash, we got pumpkin heads on the RPGs, and suddenly Fortnite is starting to flex its aesthetic a little bit. I'm into it. Sure, this was back when the map had that awful oversaturated palette, but every journey starts with a step, and that big cool pumpkin head was a hell of a step. Bring back the pumpkin head. It's more Fortnite-y than a rocket. If the pumpkin is too Halloween-y for use all year round, then use some other kind of head, like a generic smiley face, or my head, whatever you want. I'd love it. And please bring back skeleton pajamas skin because I'm sad I missed it when it first came out, but only let me buy it because I want to preserve its rarity. Oh, and speaking of skins, next up is the Black Knight skin. Damn, Black Knight skin, you sure are cool. You were hiding all the way up at the top of the Season 2 Battle Pass tree before the game was super popular, so it's really hard to see you these days. It sort of makes you like the anti-John Wick skin, because everyone thought you were really cool until everyone had it. And now John Wick is like not that cool anymore, because like everyone has that skin, you know? If you see someone in the Black Knight skin, it's sort of like seeing someone in the Pathfinder skin. It means they've been dedicated to the game for a really long time. The only difference is that the Pathfinder skin is stupid and makes your pants gray, while the Black Knight skin makes you a Black Knight and it makes you not stupid at all. That's awesome. Bonus fact, there's a Red Knight skin which isn't as cool, but was only sold in the shop once, so it's actually even rarer, which makes it maybe as cool as the Black Knight skin, but in a different way, where it's like not as cool. Next up, the set of houses on the left side of the map between Pleasant Park and Greasy Grove. Before Snobby Shores and Tilted Towers existed, back when there was almost nothing to do on the west side of the river, there were these nice, unassuming houses that served as the poor cousin to the swath of land that still exists north of Tomato Town and east of Anarchy Acres. It was a humble region with long stretches between chests, but it had a charm and pace all its own. Competition was low, but danger was high, with snipers on every mountaintop and almost no native cover. You had to stalk or get stalked. And it was always fun to stalk and ambush the champ of Pleasant Park to steal all the stuff that they had gotten out of Pleasant Park as they walked by that gas station that still exists that we always run by if you're in that area. The prison. For Season 4, Moisty Mire was one of the more unique and less populated areas of the map. It had a handful of spawn locations and one of those big-ass trees that could spawn up to 3 chests around it. But what if it didn't spawn those chests, right? Was it still worth dropping in Moisty Mire with the waist-high waters, a handful of floor spawns, and enough wood to max out you and a couple of your squad mates? The answer was yes, because you could always offset a drought of spawns by combing through the prison on your way to Fatal Fields or wherever. The prison was the metaphorical ballast that allowed the conceptual ship of the southeast corner of the map to stay symbolically afloat, if you catch my meaning. But now Moisty Mire is half waist-high water and half movie set. It's less a pain to navigate, and it still has all the wood you can want, but it still ain't got many chests, and now there's no prison to serve as a faithful backup for your loot-starved ass. Well, that's not completely fair. There's like a building and a back office, But the rest of this moderately loot-rich location has been replaced by a big-ass hole in the ground, rent by a rogue celestial body. But hey, you get hot rocks now. Those are fun. All right, Fortnuts, now before we get into other things we missed in the game, I don't want you to miss your opportunity in this week's giveaway. You can win yourself a Microsoft, you can win yourself a Sony, you can win yourself a Nintendo. All you gotta do is go to http://www.leaderboard.nyc/giveaway and log in with any social account. For your best chance to win, though, you're gonna wanna subscribe to the leaderboard on YouTube and sign up for our email updates. It's that easy. And if you're one of those people who unfortunately can only play the game on mobile, this is your big chance to get in there, sign up, and get a free console so you can play with all your friends on the PlayStation and the Xbox, whichever one scoots your boots. We do this every week. Don't miss out. I love you all. I'm very lonely, and I hope that this will maybe make you guys come over sometime and play Save the World mode with me. All the different kind of traps that used to exist. Okay, this one is gonna be a little bit of a double-edged sword, but let me explain. There used to be 3 different kinds of traps in Fortnite. There was the wall dynamo, the ceiling trap, and the spike trap. And back then, the traps served more or less the same function. You know, like hurting people real bad if you walk in front of them, you know? But what separated these traps was where you could place them. See, back in the day, the ceiling trap was the only ceiling trap. The wall dynamo was the only wall trap, and the spike trap could only be placed on the floor. What's more, in addition to the loud ka-chunk that we get whenever we place a spike trap today, the ceiling and wall traps both made constant buzzing noises, making their sneakiness rather unreliable. So they were bad traps, with restrictions that only limited your play options, and the flexibility added to the spike trap in January streamlined all of this. By design standards, this was a good call. But I still like the variety that there was in the game back then, and I kind of want more trap options in the game now. Like maybe an electric trap that can be placed on all 4 surfaces like the spike trap. It could still make a lot of noise, but maybe it shocks you from further away, or does more damage. I don't know. I just want more traps in my life. Hell, give me a root trap, or a dance trap, or a launch pad trap. Something Fortnite-y. Come on, give it to me. The guided missile and the normal SMG. Doesn't everybody miss these two? Okay, I'm just kidding. No one misses either of these. One of them was cheap as hell and not fun to play against, while the other wasn't fun to play with and took up precious space on the loot table. For context, the normal SMG had slightly more ammo but did slightly less damage than the tactical SMG. It was really hard to notice these changes though. The guided missile, on the other hand, whew, what a chore it was to play against that thing. Once you knew it was in play, your only real option was to turtle up and wait for them to run out of ammo. I mean, you could shoot the rockets out of the sky, but it was such a waste of ammo when just throwing up wooden walls was so much more reliable. Rocket riding with the guided missile was a lot of fun though, so I give the guided missile an F+. And the normal SMG flunked out on its own, and it was sad. Now, I know you guys are all gonna hate me for this, but hear me out, okay? I want the laser gun back in Fortnite, but only for me. The Fortnite laser gun, or zapatron as it were, is a mostly forgotten relic of the 1.6.3 patch. For those of you who don't know, that was the same patch that gave us the tactical SMG and the scoped assault rifle. So it was, without a doubt, the worst patch in Fortnite history. Now, footnote, I know the tactical SMG is a good gun. I know that. I got enough of this back on my pistol video. But this was back when there were 2 SMGs on the loot table that were almost identical. The tactical was better, but they were both on there. And do we really need 2 SMGs clogging up the loot table? No, we don't. That's why they took it out. Okay, back to the zapatron. It only dropped out of supply crates, so right there was some indication that Epic knew this gun was gonna be trash. But the real indication of how trash it was that it was patched out of the game within a week. The weapon did 50 damage on a shot. Not that big a deal, but it had a charge feature that would effectively make the weapon a one-shot kill. Useful, obviously, but maybe if the gun had extremely short range and an unpredictable spread, this thing could have been some degree of balance. But no, it was a deadly accurate sniper rifle. A zoomless sniper rifle with limited ammo, sure, but come on, imagine the might of the one-shot kill hit scan sniper rifle. Now imagine it on console, where the crosshairs lock on when you aim down sight in an enemy. It would be wildly powerful, and that's why I want them to put it back in the game, but only for me. But if Epic won't put it back in the game just for me, then I'd love to have it back for just some, variety, right? A limited ammo, charge shot laser gun sounds pretty fun and pretty Fortnite-y. Just make it so it's not a one-shot kill, or give it a crappy range, or a wild hit spread. Maybe make it like a flamethrower or something that has AoE cone damage after a charge, something cool like that. Or just put a flamethrower in the game. Yeah, put a flamethrower in Fortnite. I had that idea. That's my idea now. So if it happens, you can pay me. The smoke grenade, but only for everyone but me. If Epic is gonna be putting the laser gun in just for me, it makes sense that they should throw a bone to everyone else. And that's why I propose that Epic give everyone but me the smoke grenade. It's a wonderful little weapon that takes up a spot in the uncommon loot table, making it just a little more likely that the people I'm playing against will loot a house and find only bandages, bricks, and smoke grenades, meaning that I am gonna have a better time playing the game. What's even better is that the smoke grenades don't do any damage. Instead, they make a big smoke cloud. A smoke cloud that one might think could give a player a chance to escape or sneak up on you. But no, the smoke is so dense that you can't actually navigate the area you're smoking through, and it's so obvious that everyone within a 10-mile radius knows you just threw a smoke grenade, and that sooner or later, a smoke-blind person is gonna come bursting out, and they will be totally unprepared for you and all of your bullets. The smoke grenade was a weapon with almost no tactical use whatsoever, and that's why I think it would be perfect in the hands of everyone that isn't me or in my squad. Again though, with a little tweak, this could be a good weapon that I would want to have access to. Smoke grenades are fun, smoke grenades are classic, and just by changing it so that the person who throws their grenade has a little bit more visibility in the smoke, or that enemies in the smoke take a little bit of damage, you might have a weapon worth using, when almost no one had skins. I miss the old days when practically no one had skins and we were all a bunch of brown pants nobodies who only built structures to get on top of hills. I miss this period of Fortnite not because the game was better, but because it was decidedly not better. If anything, the game was worse when I started playing. We had two almost identical SMGs clogging up the loot table, and the RPG wasn't even in the game yet. No, it was a dark time, but I still miss it because there wasn't a prevailing meta yet. See, a lot of the early Fortnite players were coming from PUBG, and they were recycling strategies that don't really work well if you're playing Fortnite in the current meta. Shit like camping or stalking or anything like that doesn't really work against people that are building aggressively at you until they can hit you in the cranium. In short, old, crappy, overburdened with SMGs Fortnite was just so full of variety. Sure, that variety might be a result of incompetent flailing at a controller, but isn't that the most exciting part of a game? When the players and the community at large are still not 100% sure what the best strategy is, when things are so new we have to take risks and experiment on our own because there's no walkthrough or pro stream yet, when we get to really express ourselves through game systems because there are barely any cosmetics and the skill gap is nebulous and undefined. Isn't that like the most beautiful time of every game? Or am I just like really old? Swords! Finally, if there's one feature I want to bring back from Save the World, it's goddamn swords! Where's the swords in the game, huh? They got them in Save the World, so where's my Battle Royale sword? Where's my pickaxe? Where's my battle axe? Where's my golf club? They got golf clubs and cricket bats you can use to Save the World mode. Put them in the game. They would look really cool. And there we have it, a bunch of stuff the leaderboard, miss in Fortnite. So we got some stuff that's like mad old. We got some stuff that's like not that mad old, but is there any old or new old stuff that we missed that you wish could be back in the game? You know, maybe with some tweaks here or there, like how I put some tweaks here or there, you know? If so, let us know in the comments. And don't let that subscribe button hit you in the ass on the way out of here. Instead, hit it with your mouse pointer, as well as the like button and maybe the bell icon so you know when the next video is coming up. I'm Peter. This is The Leaderboard, your home for video game facts, and I will see you next Friday, because that's when we do these things, every Friday. Yeah. All right. It's hot in here.